Hello and welcome back to another Sassilization dev update video. Um, it's been a real long while since the last one. I think like 8 months now, maybe more. So sorry for such a long break. A lot of things in life have been happening. Big chunk. I haven't been able to access any technology or electronics. And for the other, uh, been working on new updates and new functions, and the other half I've just been lazy, so it's honestly a good half my fault. Anyways, going on to the actual contents of the update for Sassilization, there's a lot of big stuff. A lot of big stuff. I've been working a lot with getting multiplayer functionality working, um, and it's been a pretty tough task. There have been a lot of areas where there's a lot of struggling, a lot of learning, a lot of researching. But right now, it's at a good point. And hopefully, after this update video, I'll be able to get some alpha playtesting done. And after that, work more on polishing, get new models, actually get, not rather than using default models, you know, getting real models, probably paying someone to get that done. And then having, an alpha out and ready for anyone to use. Um, and with that, I'll jump into the first of the updates. So, big first thing I'll show you is a working main menu, partially. I'll get it up and running. Um, Hopefully it creates two. Come on. No, it didn't create two. All right, restart. Um, Gosh, it keeps not making two. This is a bug. I don't know. It's something with the engine. For some reason, it should be making two player sessions, but it's only making one. So I just have to keep trying. There we go. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's a working player menu. Um, Let me just expand these, get them a little bigger. Not entirely working. I don't have anything for the options button, but for everything else, there's things to work out. So, quick game obviously quits the game, but the host and find game buttons. If you want to host a peer-to-peer session with multiple people, or if you want to find a peer-to-peer session, you can do that. So, first we'll click on the host. Here you can enter your name, enter the host or the server name. So I could just test server. Below that is the number of players you want. So right now I have it capped at 6 because that's the amount of teams I have created. So I'll just stay at 3. And then internet and LAN. Haven't entirely fleshed that out yet. So right now that's not a very working feature, but it shouldn't be too hard to get it working. And after that, you start the game. Take a while to load and create its player session. And as you see, you start in this sort of very default map. This is going to be the hub map, where it's going to have all the sort of world maps. It's going to have player shops, where you can spend points, you can spend coins. All that kind of jazz. I do want to make it so that, Sassilization is very much a progressive player progress game where, the more games you play, you get experience, you get points, you level up, you can spend points to get better. You can, get maybe different models for your buildings, or you could get more buildings that have more features, all that kind of stuff. And then it's also going to have the map selection, so there's going to be different areas around the hub map where there's going to be blocks that players can join on and vote for whichever map they want to play on in the session. And then now I will go over to the next session, and I'll show you the find session feature. So all you really should have to do is to click on the find game to find whatever game. But there is also if I expand this a bit, I'll just make it full screen for a bit. There is also a refresh button right here. So if it doesn't find the session on the first try, you can always refresh it and find the server, and then you can join it. Give it a couple seconds to join and load the session, and bada bing, bada boom. 2 players in the same session, and they both can see each other and both can interact with each other. And yeah, is a really big step. Pretty hard to get working, and of course it still has lots of bugs. But those will all be ironed out and polished. The next thing is it's kind of hard to see, but there's this 3D widget right here that's going to be sort of like the map selection. So you'll have the map name, you'll have a picture of the map, and then you'll have how many players, and hopefully, if I get working, a name of whatever players are in the box. And players will be standing inside the box to vote for that map. If as you can see, it detects 1 player inside the box. There will be sort of like a pedestal to designate where this invisible box is. But the map doesn't start, or the countdown for the map doesn't start until there's more than 2 people standing on that box. So if I switch to the other player and move on into the box, you'll see that now there's a countdown for when the map will change and the round will start. So just give it a couple seconds, and both the players will be put into the next map for the game to start. Load, and we can see the ready up timer. So in the previous video, I showed the ready up timer. It's meant to help players who take a while to load into the map, to give them time to get into the session if it's taking a while. But it also allows players for the game to eventually start when the players all come. As you can tell, there is a bug with the spectator camera. When the map changes, for some reason it just starts at the 0 point on the map, which is not what it should be doing, but I'll try to get that fixed. So ready up on both sides, and the timer countdown goes down, and then the match begins. The next thing I want to show is a sort of match finish. This team won, this team lost, so pick purple and blue. So let's say, we have blue here, we have purple on the other team. They can see each other, they can interact with each other. Just ignore the red line, that's for debugging stuff. So let's say purple player creates a base, and then blue player sees that base and is like, yeah, I'm gonna take it out. I got my troops on the ready. Let's go. Targets them, and then the troops, his team troops will march over and will destroy the base. It's nothing new. This will take a while for them to destroy the base, so I'll probably clip it to where they destroy it. Also, I will be working on redoing and remodeling the combat system, because the combat system does work, but it's very janky, it's very buggy, so that's something that definitely needs to be fixed, just like the placement system. Placement system at first worked, but it's very buggy, very janky, so I'm going to be remodeling and redoing the combat system. As you can tell, obviously, bugs. That is why I want to redo it because of bugs like these. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna clip it to when the base is destroyed and they stop working. Also, um, another feature is I've removed any sort of collision with the units. So now, the players can actually, jump on the units and like clip them. Same for this team. For the bases, there still is collision, so I'll be fixing that. And as you can tell, purple team lost all their bases, and the purple team player is now into a spectator camera. Um, that floats around. And as you can see, there is a little tracker that says the purple, the last team to stand won, and resending back to hub map, and voila, both players are back to the hub map, so they can, now spend their points and choose a new map to play on, or they can invite new players to play on their map. So, it's not like it's, they have to they have to join the server, and then once the match ends, they have to leave the server and then join back. It'll be a constant loop unless the players decide to leave the server. So it definitely helps with, a lot of the fluidity of matches. And as of that, that's all the new features I've added. Sorry again that it took so long to get a video out, but honestly, making really big leaps onto Sassilization, and I really hope to get a working beta out that people can just sort of mess around with and have fun. If this game ever does come out to the Steam store, I don't plan on giving a price tag. It will most likely be free. Of course, I will have donations up for people who want to help support the game, but not forced. You can totally play the game and not have to pay for anything, and there won't be any microtransactions. It's just so. Thank you for watching this update video. I'll keep you up on more updates I make to the game, and hopefully I will get a beta test or alpha test footage out soon enough so that people can enjoy. Thanks again for watching, and keep up on the next Sassilization update. All right, thanks for watching.